Herman Revinsky, hanged March 11th, 1930. At 12:33 a.m. on Tuesday, March 11th, 1930, Herman Revinsky, a 23-year-old Jewish man from Hamilton, Ontario, was hanged at the Regina Jail for the murder of his employer, David Katz, near Carmichael, Saskatchewan, on or about June the 10th, 1928, a crime that was to become known as the Sand Dunes murder, as the body was buried in a shallow grave in Saskatchewan's sand dune country. Katz, who was also 23 and from Picton, Ontario, sold garment material to Western farmers and was so successful he had taken Revinsky on as an assistant. The motive for the crime was robbery, as Katz was apparently carrying $1,500, about $27,000 in today's money, on his person. The young men were traveling between Medicine Hat and Swift Current when Katz was murdered and his body buried in the sand dunes. Revinsky also stole his employer's 1928 Chevy Coupe, which he sold in Regina for $400, or around $11,000 in today's money. Revinsky was arrested after being traced to Vancouver by his victim's father, Nathan Katz. He would claim that the actual murderer was a hitchhiker named Jimmy Brown, who killed David Katz with a wrench and forced Revinsky to help him bury the victim. Revinsky admitted to receiving some money from Brown and to stealing the Chevy, but swore he did not murder David Katz. A Maple Creek jury didn't believe him, and he was hanged despite an attempt by his lawyer to find the alleged Jimmy Brown. A mystery surrounds Revinsky's final resting place. The Regina Morning Leader wrote that, quote, Revinsky would be buried in Regina with full rites of the Hebrew faith, end of quote. But he is not listed in the Regina Cemetery database, which does list all the condemned men buried in Potter's Field. If anyone knows Herman's whereabouts, please share your knowledge in the comments below. The footage you are watching shows the Regina Jewish or Beth Jacob Cemetery, which is a separate section of the old Regina Cemetery and not far from Potter's Field. It is the final resting place of many prominent members of the Regina Jewish community. But Herman is not listed as buried there. There is also footage of the nearby Dark Mausoleum, the Darks being a prominent family in early Regina. The primary sources for today's video are the chapter The Prairie Mystery in the 1949 paperback Famous Canadian Crimes by Thomas P. Kelley. And yes, it's that Thomas P. Kelley, Thomas P. Kelley of the Black Donnellys fame, plus the account of the execution in the Regina Morning Leader. If you enjoyed today's video, please drop a like, comment, and consider subscribing to The Gallows, where we explore Canadian murder cases which ended on the scaffold. And remember, if you're born to hang, you'll never be shot. Cheers.